Behind every INFJ's kind, calm, and composed nature lies a truth seeker who has searched for and found the truth of the unknown. Suspicious and wary, this curious personality type is never easily fooled. And to put it simply, the INFJ rarely takes the word of the government, those in power, and those in possession of the world's wealth. But is this all that makes the INFJ the conspiracy theorist of the 16 personalities? Welcome or welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. It's in their very cognitive makeup. With introverted intuition as the INFJ's main cognitive driver, it's fair to say that most of the time, they have no choice but to follow the gut feelings and repetitive suspicions that present themselves. When it comes to secretly toxic people the INFJ encounters, the hidden history of major corporations, and the ulterior motives of global movements, there's a part of them that can't shake the push to investigate further. By following their intuitive nudges, INFJs can then pass their suspicions off to their introverted thinking skills, which allow them to discreetly analyze and evaluate based on logical, subjective principles and facts. Through their thorough research combined with their highly observant extroverted sensing functions, INFJs are able to prove their suspicions right in an unbiased manner. Not only will the INFJ avoid preaching their intuitive hunches until they're able to back it up with logical facts and evidence, but they won't even fully believe in their own instincts until they have some sort of confirmation. Number 2. They're extremely open-minded. Some people may perceive the average conspiracy theorist as being rather closed-minded to alternative possibilities. Anything that proves their theories to be wrong is automatically threatening to some people who hold their beliefs too close to their identity. For the INFJ, however, this couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, once the INFJ is able to prove their intuitive hunches as correct, they may make the necessary changes to their lives in order to boycott what they feel is necessary. However, they remain fluid when it comes to alternate prospects. This is what makes the INFJ a true conspiracy theorist at heart. With the line between remaining suspicious and keeping an open mind being so slim, the INFJ is able to hold an unprejudiced approach to any concept, even the ones that they genuinely believe to be true. With this approach, they're able to slowly build on their original findings, getting to the bottom of their suspicions and at times finding one possibility that seems just as plausible as the next. Number 3. They already strive to live outside of the norm. Whether they liked it or not, since they were just a child, most INFJs felt much more comfortable observing from the outskirts of the collective social groups. This internal feeling only gets stronger and stronger as time goes on. In fact, as the INFJ is expected to slowly integrate themselves into their surrounding society, whether it be at school, at work, or even in their social groups as adults, they find themselves wanting to distance themselves more than they want to incorporate themselves further. While other personality types slowly take the steps to find their niche and how they can contribute to their surrounding environments, the INFJ feels pulled to take the necessary steps to practice their financial, emotional, and spiritual independence. By taking the unbeaten path and being able to evaluate the matrix from an external perspective, they end up questioning a lot of what the norm is founded on. They begin to question just how stable and resourceful it really is to be following the crowd, which only pushes them closer to the fringe of society where they happily belong. Number 4. They hate the name conspiracy theorists. The INFJ is a truth seeker by all means. However, when it comes to the founded labels that have been placed on the individuals brave enough to question the norm, the INFJ won't have it. Defined as a person who believes that some secret but influential organization is responsible for a particular event or phenomenon, the term conspiracy theorist just doesn't do the average truth seeker justice. In fact, if someone were to call the INFJ a conspiracy theorist, they probably wouldn't agree. Yet, in the same breath, they would resort to explaining just how their beliefs aren't conspiracies at all. Despite their findings being rather difficult to persuade the naive and the ignorant, INFJs don't base their beliefs on silly pseudoscientific narratives. They are not only truth seekers, but truth finders, and will use those truths to form their surrounding understandings of the world. Number 5. They understand that money is the motive. When INFJs take a closer look at what really makes the world go round, empathy and kindness rarely makes its way into their findings. In fact, through their so-called conspiracy theorist research, INFJs come to know firsthand the power that money has over every governed society. With evil corporations at the head of the hierarchy, INFJs understand that it's not so far-fetched to question if their health, wealth, emotional, and spiritual freedom may be being jeopardized. Since most industrialized nations have moved away from relying on our independent approach to growing food and raising livestock, we've given our trust and dollars to major corporations who don't exactly have our best interests in mind. While the appreciative INFJ can simultaneously be thankful for first world living circumstances, when there's a buck to be made, they know that consumers become nothing but a number on a financial spreadsheet. And so, while in the perfectly idealistic INFJ world, money would be nothing more than a complement to the lives of their fellow earthlings, they know that's simply not the case, ultimately leading them to questioning their purchasing power while questioning the motives of the sources that supply their goods and services. Number 6. They're constantly questioning the reason being the collective discontentment. Every generation goes through its own set of struggles. Yet, for a generation that has more opportunity available to them in comparison to any given generation before them, INFJs can't help but to question why there is such a level of depression and lack of motivation in the collective. They can't help but to remain extremely skeptical about the encouraged life path that is placed upon us since childhood, with the school system placing an emphasis on structure, order, and the ability to follow the rules without rebelling or asking questions. INFJs can see right through the false sense of success and happiness that is promised at the end of it all. With all the pressure placed upon us for the ultimate rush to the top and the ingenuity behind it all, the conspiracy theorist INFJ type can sense the lack of fulfillment that comes from following this narrative. Not only do they do what it takes to avoid contributing to this mass illusion, but they question who's behind it all and who deemed this to be the best approach. Number 7. They're naturally philosophical. With the INTP and the INFJ being known as the two most philosophical types of the MBTI, it doesn't come as a surprise that this esoteric type strives to expand their minds in every which way possible, with pattern recognition, imagination, and creativity as some of the top few subtopics required for true philosophical thinking. INFJs naturally have what it takes to form theoretical ideas, while for the INFJ, this innate curiosity is usually directed towards an extroverted feeling approach of understanding the inner workings of the human mind. They also use their wonderment for the deeper meaning behind things as an overall approach to life. They have an old soul perspective on life's most in-your-face concepts, as well as its most quiet mysteries. This gives them the ability to form theoretical viewpoints and the most fascinating imaginative ideas that give substance to the potential other side of reality. With a combination of both mystical and logical understandings of humanity, emotions, relationships, and spiritual faith, INFJs are always looking for the lessons life has to offer, and sometimes they find those through their philosophical truth-seeking tendencies. And lastly, number 8. They believe uncovering truths will contribute to the global awakening. While it may not be every INFJ who follows this spiritual belief, most of the population who holds this intuitive personality type can feel the changes happening around them. Considered a spiritual conspiracy theory in itself, some people can sense that there's a deeper change in pace happening at the core of humanity, founded on the global perspective shifting towards self-sufficiency and away from the hopeful belief that we can rely on those in power, one by one, people are opening their eyes to the fact that our spiritual faith and refusal to remain blissfully ignorant may just be the key to a better future. With more and more theories emerging about the evil reality of news, entertainment, and media, it's not just the INFJ that's creating their own theories of what may be going on behind the curtains. And while they were the first to arrive to the party of realizations, they remain patient while the rest of the world opens their eyes, slowly but surely. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, do you agree that the INFJ is the MBTI conspiracy theorist? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.